Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Talk to Me, a podcast where I ask you, the listeners, to share your stories with me. And I'm responding to your stories with the help of the tarot. And in the meantime, I'm normally doing some doodling or some painting or whatever feels right at the moment. So there's an art element as well. This podcast's topic, this episode's topic is dreams. So without any further ado, let's listen to the first caller. And by the way, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this type of content.
Hi Amalia. Over the last 10 years or so, I have had several dreams that all have had one reoccurring event. My teeth fall out. The dreams are never the exact same, but in all of them at some point, some or all of my teeth fall out of my mouth under different circumstances. And these dreams are so realistic that a lot of times I wake up and run for the mirror to check and make sure that I have all of my teeth still. Or I'm feeling around in my mouth to see if one actually did fall out. And like I said, I've had these for the last 10 years, and the circumstances in my life have changed throughout those 10 years. But yeah, one constant has been these awful teeth dreams, and I have no idea what it means.
All right. So, this is a very common theme in people's dreams. And before I even jump into the tarot part of this segment, let me just say that, in my opinion, teeth are a representation of aggression, natural aggression. So that's a representation of our ability to protect ourselves. And whenever we're losing our teeth, our symbolic teeth, we're losing our capability of defending ourselves. At least that's my take on it. So it's a feeling of powerlessness. There's also some element of shame often associated with the experience of losing teeth in these dreams. And there's this feeling of doom. I often have these dreams as well, and it's sort of unexplainable how deep of an effect it can have on you. So we're going to go ahead and ask the cards what the significance of this dream really is. And we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, the Knight of Air, is a card of, well, to put it really simply, it's a card of resistance. The Knight of Swords is one of the most antagonistic, least agreeable knights out there. And knights in general represent this sort of restless, volatile energy. So whichever element they belong to, they always stand for this sort of upheaval in the system. And with the air element, which is the element of cognition, of analytical thinking, seeing the Knight of Air, the Knight of Swords, is telling me that there's some sort of mental aggression taking place. And my feeling is that it is mostly to do with the questioner or the dreamer's mental aggression. So whenever we have these dreams of teeth falling out, we are symbolically taking away our capacity to hurt others. When you think about it, teeth are, well, they are, on the one hand, an instrument to help us bite into food, to bite into other entities, and to eat. Eating is a symbolically aggressive act, although it's natural, but aggression, I think, is natural. So with the teeth falling out, we're taking away an instrument that helps us sustain ourselves, but we're also taking away a weapon. And if you look at the Knight of Swords, you can see that he is going all out with his sword drawn. So he's ready to defend himself. He's ready to defend his views. He's ready to stand up for what he believes is the truth. But the problem with the Knight of Swords is that they don't normally possess the entire truth. And, it's a philosophical question in and of itself, whether truth is knowable, whether it's a thing that can be classified as objective. So those are all good questions, but the Knight is not asking those questions. The Knight is throwing all sorts of doubt and skepticism away regarding his own views. So there's a lack of self-criticism here and an emphasis on let's just go for it. Let's do this. There's this fiery quality to the Knight. So the idea is, with the Knight of Swords, to not question your own intentions, not question the validity of your plan, but to just simply go for it. So this could be a representation of unchecked aggression. And when you have those dreams of teeth falling out, it is your subconscious mind essentially defending yourself from yourself. So it's always a humbling experience, and as you've explained in your voice message, it's even it's so shocking to have this dream that you sometimes find yourself checking in the mirror if you still have your teeth. So it obviously has a lot to do with vanity as well, the ego. Having your teeth, it's a status symbol in our everyday society, or in our current society. Having good teeth is certainly a signal that you are affluent, that you have the means to take care of yourself on that level. It's also a vanity symbol. So the teeth being taken away, the teeth being lost. And when I say being taken away, I mean you as the dreamer are somewhat creating this situation in your dream. So it's as though you are taking away your own teeth from yourself. So when that happens, there's a humbling effect. There's an ego check that's happening. So perhaps instead of looking at ourselves in the aftermath of these dreams as victims, but instead considering the option that this is a healthy ego mechanism that keeps your ego in check, that keeps you from going all out, guns blazing, defending yourself, taking it too far, and potentially causing more harm than good. So, questions worth asking here are, for example, are there any situations in my life right now where I am not questioning myself, where I'm accepting the truth of my opinions as facts? Are there any situations in my life where I need to calm down a little bit? Because the dream, I think, is emulating this situation that it actually wants to protect us from. It's emulating the experience of losing all your power, losing all of your ability to have dignity. And with the Knight of Swords, you might be running head first into a wall. And unless this dream was stopping you in your tracks, you might be making a mistake. So it's worth thinking along those lines, I think, to try to examine where, in what areas of your life, are you too self-assured. And when this dream happens to you, it could be, very attractive, a very attractive option to just feel like you are a wounded animal, that something's been taken from you. But reminding yourself that you, as the dreamer, are an active participant. This is you keeping yourself in check. This is you drawing a line. This is you telling yourself that you can afford to approach things from a calm, relaxed perspective. There's no need to rush. There's no need to jump to any conclusions. And there's no need to accept your thoughts as though they were instructions. So let's jump on to the next recording.
Hi, my name is Kathy. I'm really interested in the topic of dreams and subconscious. Instead of discussing a specific dream, I thought I would address some of the reoccurring themes I've been having in my dreams lately. They seem to involve a lot of travel and staying in hotels. But the constant theme is being lost. If I'm on an elevator in a huge hotel, I can't remember what floor I'm on. Or there will be these long, dark corridors, and I can't remember what room I'm in. Or if I remember the room, I have lost my keys. So I'm sure that means I'm feeling lost in life. And once I realized that, the theme started changing a bit, where I would be overlooking a beach, but the beach would be dark and foreboding. So I'm curious to see.
So let's see then. The themes that you've mentioned in your voice recording, Kathy, are also very common to a lot of people. The feeling of being lost, of not knowing where you're going, feeling disorientated in your dream. These things are happening very frequently in many people's dreams. And just like the teeth dream, it would be very convenient to think of these dreams as anxiety dreams. And really, if you look online, you will find that these dreams are often explained as simple symptoms of anxiety. But I would like to go deeper in this reading, in this dialogue with the tarot, and see what your subconscious potentially is trying to communicate to you with these dreams. So what's the message here? So let's have a look. The Ace of Cups. So, the Ace of Cups, cups in general, stand for the water element, so the realm of emotions. And aces represent this opening, this portal to the essence of the given element. And so the Ace of Cups signifies an encounter with deep and deeply buried emotions. So when you have these sorts of dreams, when you are feeling lost, what does it really signify? In real life, let's think about this in a practical way. When you are lost, let's say you're trying to get somewhere and you're lost. What does that really mean? What is the emotional significance of that? Of course, there are practical ramifications to such an experience. You're going to be late. You're going to waste gas. You're going to waste your time, your energy, and you might miss an important opportunity if you're lost. But what is the emotional layer of all of that? When you're lost, thinking back to our childhood, getting lost in a supermarket, getting lost in general, in abstract concepts, not just in three-dimensional physical space, but also getting lost in a situation. The dread, the fear really comes from separation. So this has to do with separation anxiety, separation from our parents, when we were children, separation from safety, because parents equal safety. And of course, there's an even deeper layer that gets activated in this process, and that's the survival instinct. But let's still keep focusing on the emotional element of this whole thing. So, the Ace of Cups is saying when you're lost in your dreams, you're re-traumatizing yourself. You're giving yourself a chance to encounter those feelings, those fears of separation. But now, let's look at what it means to be lost for an adult. When an adult gets lost, it's no big deal. We all have gotten lost before. For the most part, 95% of cases, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. We're eventually going to find our way. But what does it mean for the inner child to get lost? It means to lose touch with a safe base, a safe resource. It means that there's an obstacle that is outside of the capacity of the child to overcome. So the fear is a fear of separation, but also a fear of inadequacy. And people who are adults and still get disproportionately stressed out in situations where they are getting lost, there's some trauma of inadequacy and some trauma of fear of separation. So this card is asking you to work with those ideas, to work with those dreams and see when those dreams show up, in what situations, what elements of your life at the time correspond to this theme of anxiety from our fear of separation, fear of inadequacy, and try to work through those themes. Now, let's move on to the last caller.
Hi, Amalia. I really appreciate this opportunity to finally put to rest my question. Because since I was around 16, and I think I'm 22 now, I've been having recurring dreams about a mysterious person. It's a guy, but he's around my age, okay? And he has raven hair. His face is not always clear, but I know that he's handsome, I know that he's my type, but I've always had recurring dreams about him. But the thing is, we're always between people, and I could never reach to him and he could never reach to me, or when we could talk to each other, suddenly something stops us from having a conversation. And his dreams always stick with me, and I just want to know what does this mean?
All right. I don't know how common this is. Maybe you could let me know in the comments if you've had dreams like this, similar to the caller's dream. But since it's a recurring dream, there's a good chance that this dream wants to tell you something. So let us examine. Let's see what the appearance of this handsome stranger could mean. Now, first off, my idea is that in general, whenever you have a dream, each participant, each character in the dream is a representation of you. So what could the handsome stranger stand for? What aspect of you? Of course, it would be easy to gravitate towards a romantic interpretation here, but I would ask you to drop that, because I think it's not useful. It would be very appealing to think that there's a handsome stranger out there who appears in your dreams and eventually you're going to meet in real life. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I don't think that's the good way to look at it. So let's look at it from another perspective. The perspective of who the handsome stranger is in relation to you in a symbolic sense. And we have the world. That's an interesting idea, isn't it? The world. It is quite possible that the stranger that you see in your dreams is but a symbolic representation of the world itself and how you relate to the world. The fact that this stranger is very attractive to you and you're looking to establish contact with them, it's suggesting to me that there's a desire on your part to be more unified with the world, to embrace the world on a deeper level. But there's obstacles in your way. You've explained to us in your recording that it's very difficult in your dream to get in any sort of contact with this person. There's always something standing between you and the world. What does the world mean? So let's investigate this idea of the world. What is the world? Is there a world that is separate from you? Is there an quote-unquote external world that you need to plead and beg and try to con into pleasing you? Is there a world that exists separately of you that you need to establish contact with? Or is this a mere illusion? Is it really possible that the person that you see in your dream is you? It's you perhaps in a parallel universe. It's you perhaps in a metaphorical sense. It's you equals the world, equals this one thing that appears fragmented and separate, but in reality it is one unit, one entity. So when those dreams appear, I think it's worth asking yourself, in what ways are you treating the world as if it was separate from you, when in reality it isn't? In reality, you are one and the same. You are the same process. It's not even an entity, it's a process, the world. So when that happens, when those dreams come up, ask yourself if there's any way in which you've been trying to trick or capture or hunt down the world as if it was a separate entity from you. Is there a search for something that doesn't exist? Thank you everybody for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing, for following my channel. And I hope to see you in another video soon.